Yo, pull up, back with another video. So in today's video, I kind of want to talk about just trading and why it doesn't work for most people. A lot of people think it's their strategy, and I will say there is a handful of people who have a terrible strategy, honestly, and it's just hard for that to work. But there is a good majority of people who've been doing this for a couple of years and they've seen progress, but they're still not consistently profitable. They're profitable for a week, maybe even a month, but it's not something where they can call this an income stream. And that's who I want to talk to. Trading is a game of probabilities. Now, you probably hear that all the time, and it's like, what does that actually mean? And this is where you have to break down trading to make it make sense. Trading, as we all know, there's no strategy that wins 100% of the time. We know that. If you've been trading for a while, that's something you should know. You haven't been trading for a while, well, that's some news to you. But there's no strategy that works 100% of the time. Somebody flexes 100%, 100%, 100%. Usually it's not real. Typically it's not real. I'm not even going to say typically. It's not real. You can have 100% for a month, maybe, but it's not something that's sustainable for a lifelong career in trading. Now that we got that out the way, like I said, trading is a game of probabilities, and this is what I mean, and this is how you have to break down the charts. It's so important to collect data, and I was the biggest. Oh, I'm never, I don't write stuff down. When I was in school, let's bring it back to the classroom. When I was in school, I didn't take notes. When I was in school, I didn't study. When I was in school, like there were so many bad habits I formed. Luckily, I was naturally smart enough to, pass my classes and do those things, but I did not have any good habits when it comes to understanding information and taking down information. With trading, you have to notate what happened. So you have to notate everything, and then whenever you notate everything, it don't stop there. You do that and look back at what happened. Look back, and when I say notate, tell me how many trades you took that day. Tell me what trades lost, what trades won, what time these trades happened, all of those things. I'm not affiliated with TradeZilla at all. Obviously, I have like probably 50 subs right now, but TradeZilla is a great tool, right? TradeZilla is what got me to notate because I just physically would not do it. And to this day, I don't know if I ever would have done that because I'm just not me. But TradeZilla does it all for you. Reviewing what happened, collecting the data, because then it comes to a point where you realize, okay, at X time is when I typically win from, let's say it's 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., right? That's the time I typically win my trades. Therefore, I want to limit my trading time, my trading window to that time. So now we're eliminating all the unnecessary losses that come along that journey. Your 7 a.m. losses are no longer there. Your 3 p.m. losses are no longer there. Why? Because you're not even taking trades at those times. Next thing you want to do is see how many times your setup wins. Let's say your setup, you take it every week, you take the same setup, right? One, you want to see how many times it appears. That way you're not feeling like, oh, I should be trading today. I don't know if I'll get a trade tomorrow. Because you know if your setup only comes 3 times a week and it doesn't happen on Monday, you're cool. It doesn't happen on Tuesday, you're cool. Wednesday, you'll get a trade. Thursday, you'll get a trade. Friday, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be obsessed with catching a trade every day. Now, you do need to be present every day because you don't know. Some days, Tuesdays when your setup forms, but there might be a week where it doesn't come on Tuesday and it comes Wednesday. But typically, Wednesday doesn't even come for you. You know what I'm saying? It's always different. And with trading, you're not trying to wake up every morning and see how much money you can make. That's not what you're doing at all. What you're doing when you're trading is you're putting yourself in position to play probabilities. Meaning you're waking up, coming to work on time, right? And you're looking at it and you're in position to where if X, Y, and Z that I have studied over and over happens, then I will take that trade. So now let's say you realize that your trade happens 3 times a week and you typically win, I don't know, let's say 2 out of 5 trades, right? And that's a very humble number. 2 out of 5 trades. So you have about a 40% win rate and it happens 3 times a week. Cool. With knowing that, this is how you can now engineer profitability. When you do that consistently, and let's say you're hitting 1 to 4, every time you hit a trade is 1 to 4, right? So every $100 you risk, you make 400. You're winning 2, so 400 times 2, you're making $800, and you're losing 3, and they're all $100 worth of risk, so you're losing $300. Meaning, with a 40% win rate, you're walking away with $500. This is probability. Risk reward will help you stay in the game, and probability is understanding that it doesn't matter if I lose, it doesn't matter if I win. I know if I keep doing this consistent thing over and over and over again, I will come out on top. See, I think the reason why a lot of traders mentally get in the way of themselves is because we don't know how to handle wins or losses. When you're winning, you're on this natural high where you feel like you can do anything. You're the best trader in the world. And you win 2 trades in a row, now you think it's time to up your risk and your leverage, and that's not the case. Keep your same leverage, right? The reason why you want to keep your same leverage is because whenever you do go on that losing streak or whatever, it sucks when it happens right after you've been making money. Because now if you're risking more, your losses are hitting harder. Therefore, you're coming back down faster. Then you want to change your risk back to the original leverage that you had before. But now you're at the point where it's not balanced, right? You're losing more than you were supposed to be losing, and now you're making less because you lowered that leverage. So keep the same leverage for a good period of time. I recommend a number. Some people do it by month. So some people like, if I win for a month, whatever, then I up my leverage, this, that, and the other. The way I personally do it is, let's say I'm risking 500 per trade. What I need to do is win 2 weeks worth of trading. So that means 10 wins. That might take a month. That might take 3 weeks. It might, you know what I'm saying? You never know. But I need 10 wins to then raise my leverage by $75. Not even a full 100, by $75. That's just what I do. Everybody does it differently. It doesn't really matter. But trading, like I said from the beginning, if you let the probabilities play out, you will be successful in this industry. Like, you meet some people who made money their first year trading. They made a lot of money. They said they made 6 figures their first year trading. And it's usually not because they're the best technically sound trader. Like, usually that's not what the case is. I'm telling you, I've seen it firsthand. People come in this industry and make a crazy amount of money off rip. Now, those are the LeBrons of trading. That's the LeBrons of it. All right. So don't expect that to be your situation. It can be. Don't say it can't be your situation, but don't expect that to be your situation. Me, it took me about 3 years. But anyways, the reason why they succeed so quickly is because they understand the probability aspect. I almost think it's better to understand that before technicals. If you understand that it's probabilities, and you understand like just directional biases in the market, I see how you can make a lot of money on accident barely knowing what to do. Like, literally barely knowing what to do. I see how you can make a lot of money trading. And then once you get to know what to do, it's times 10. Like, you just make a whole lot of money, right? Again, I'm making this video for that trader who thinks that, they've been trading for a while. They keep changing strategies. They're wondering what they need to tweak about the strategy. They lost twice last week, and they're like, why am I losing? Da-da-da. Stop worrying about why you're losing, unless you just can't win. If you can't win, your strategy probably sucks. Or if you win one time out of every 5-6 trades, your strategy probably sucks. So that's something you might want to change. But if that's not the case, let's say you do win, but you lose just as much as you win, that means you need to let probabilities play itself out, right? You need to find a risk-to-reward ratio that makes sense for your probabilities. If you know you only win 40% of the time, why are you shooting for a 1-to-1? You're guaranteeing you won't make money, right? Because I came to the game saying, hey, I want to make nothing out of something out of nothing. That was my goal. I was like, I want to make something out of nothing. And because I came in the industry with that mindset, it set me back in a lot of things. I was over-risking. I was trying to flip accounts. That was terrible. But what it did teach me is risk to reward. It did teach me, like, I want to be able to risk $100 to make $400. I want to be able to do this little bit of thing to get this big pie. That was my mindset. In the long run, it helps, right? Short term, it did not help. But in the long term, it did help. The reason it helped is because then I was able to engineer probabilities. I wasn't chasing a win percentage. I started making money profitably at 30% win rate. And since then, my win rate has gone up, of course. It's been a half a decade of me doing this. But because I engineered what made sense mathematically, I was able to become profitable. And bro, it's really, you can do the same thing, bro. Like, I'm here to talk to you as like a homie for real. I'm not trying to make you feel good. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just telling you stuff from bro to bro. Like, you can really do this. You can really be that guy. You just have to believe you can be that guy. And then once you believe you can be that guy, do what you know you need to do. I promise you, there's so many people right now, I can say, hey, write down exactly what a successful trader looks like. They can write down exactly what that person needs to be. And then on the next day when they get on the charts, I promise you they're not doing what they just wrote down and said they need to. Record the outro for that video, but just want to say, man, be cool, bro. Like, keep going. I know you probably think you're not making progress because you haven't gotten a payout, but think about where you were a year ago, right? You probably didn't even know what market structure was. You didn't know what liquidity was. You didn't, all these concepts in the market, right? You probably didn't know what it was, and now you do. And that's all you need to be thinking about. you never quite see exactly when it takes off, but it just does. Like, you see it coming, but it's not when you think you see it coming. It's when you almost think you don't see it coming. Trading is literally the only industry that I know of where you're making progress and you literally don't feel it on the way of making progress. You know, if you're playing basketball and you start off as a 20% shooter and you want to be a 40% three-point shooter, you go from 20, 25, maybe 30, up to 40. You can see the gradual growth. With trading, we all came to this for similar reasons. We all wanted more money for whatever reason that may be. But yeah, bro, that's pretty much everything I got. Oh, before I forget, I'm having a free trading webinar for all beginners. There's a lot of people, especially with the market going crazy right now, there's a lot of people who've asked me recently, like, what is trading? And what is crypto? What are stocks? What is Forex? What's the difference? We're gonna get all those answers clear. We're gonna go over the strategy I use every day to successfully make trades in the market. If you wanna do that, let me know, comment something. I'll see if I can leave a link in the bio or something. I really don't know how this YouTube stuff works for real. Once I do, I'll let you know. If it's in there, it's in there. If it's not, just comment and I'll send it to you somewhere or something like that. Whatever. Anyways, but again, this is absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a dime. You don't have to sign up for anything. You literally just click accept on the invite, and then you'll be placed in the chat that gives you all the updates for what's going to happen in that trading webinar. But yeah, man, again, just keep going. Stay cool, stay calm, stay safe. I'm gonna get y'all in the school.